I got a haircut and a new camera. Hey there, beautiful. I'm Connor, and welcome to what is going to be an unboxing video, because yes, remember, not last video, but I think the one before that, I talked about how I was hopefully going to get a new camera. Well, I got the camera. It's the G85. By the way, just a little bit of a disclaimer. I did already open it just to make sure everything worked, but I put everything back where it was just so I can kind of show you. But let's change the camera position so I can get into optimum unboxing position. Okay, so let's get into this. This is the G85. I'll go into later, by the way, why I think this is a really good choice for a lot of people who want to get into making YouTube videos, especially vlog style videos. I hope you can hear me fine. This is the box after you open it. And here you get like a dear customer thing, this, and a micro four third lens lineup, probably a manual. As you can see, I already did take the things out because here is the camera. This is the brain of the operation right here. It did come with like this foamy plastic thing covering it, but I took all that out. So you get the camera, first of all, and it has IBIS, in-body image stabilization, which is a reason why it's really good for vloggers. Over here, well, here you have I didn't take this out of the thing because I'm probably not going to use this all that much. And then you have the lens here. It did come with a lens. It's a micro four thirds lens mount, so the thing that you can do is you can either use micro four thirds lenses, which are not too expensive usually, or you can use something like a speed booster or an adapter, because micro four thirds is a very versatile lens thing. It comes with this, by the way, like a lens hood, so you can put that on. It's supposed to help with like light and glare and all that stuff. And then in here you have the battery, which, by the way, doesn't come fully charged, and you have the charger, so you probably can like open it up and use the camera, set some settings up like I did, but the battery probably should be charged before you actually use it. It also comes with a USB cable because this camera has a micro USB, which is very useful. Now, I will say right now, I didn't get it with just this. I got it in like a kit. I will link the kit that I got in the description so you can go look at that. It came with a tripod thing. It came with 2 spare batteries and a dual battery charger with a USB, which is very, very handy. Also, it came with a Rode Video Micro, which I might not use that much, but if you're a vlogger, you know, that'll be helpful. It also came with these 2, like, adapters for the lens. One is a telephoto, and the other is a wide-angle lens, which, you know, is pretty cool. Also came with this big bag right here. So that's basically, like, what you get whenever you just buy the camera. All that stuff in the kit, you know, you can get different kits, or you could just straight up not get a kit. But I will say, the camera, the lens, and the kit, all that stuff all together costs $700, which is a really good deal. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, take this off. You want to be careful when handling it if the sensor is exposed, because you know, you don't want to get too much dust or whatever on the lens. And then boom, you have it. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, and the kit did come with a 128 gig SD card, which is very useful, and it has a 170 megabyte write speed, which is useful because you need that if you're gonna shoot 4K footage, which this can do. Now I just gotta put the battery in. The battery door, I will say, it's weird how you open it like this and it's this way. My other camera, the D5500, it's vertical instead of horizontal, but it's not that big of a deal. Put it in backwards like that, and then lock it off and turn it on. It is a mirrorless, so it has an electronic EVF instead of an optical one. And I don't know if you can see how clearly you can see, but the battery is almost dead. I used it just a little bit. I did play around with some settings and used it a little bit, but I'm still gonna need to take time to really learn how to use this completely like I can with my D5500. And you can see it has the usual manual, shutter priority, aperture priority, programmed auto. I usually only use manual, but this also has a video manual, so you can switch it over into a priority video mode, which is very, very useful. Also, it's covered in function buttons, FN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can customize all those buttons to do a wide range of different things, which is very nice. Now, for now, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera angle since I've took everything out of the box, and I'll see you there. Now, I have talked about this before in a video, why I think this camera is good for someone like me and why I actually think it's a really good option for a lot of YouTubers. I mean, there's the obvious. It's really good at video. Panasonic and Lumix cameras, they're usually known for that. It's not a GH5. It doesn't do 4K 60, and it doesn't have a lot of the features that the GH5 has. This is a very affordable camera. Like I said before, the kit that I got with this is only $700, and that's not a lot for a camera like this and all the accessories it came with. Now, I will replace this camera with this one, and we'll go ahead and see what that looks like right now. Okay, now I'm on the G85 instead of the D5500, and I am currently on the standard picture profile, ungraded. This isn't color graded or anything like that, just, you know, daylight, white balance, and the standard picture profile. And I gotta say, I don't like this. I don't like this look right here. Now, I will say I think it's better than the standard picture profile on the D5500, but, you know, there's a reason why I made a custom picture profile. All the ones that it came with, aside from a flat one, I didn't quite like the light or the colors that came out of it. I am recording in 4K only at 30. Again, this only does 4K 30, but I think for vlog or talking head types of videos like this, I think 4K 30 is fine, and then I can drop it down to 1080p 60 for gameplay. The battery died. So remember when I said you probably should charge the battery that it comes with before, you know, really doing anything? You should really listen to that, because if I didn't have the spare batteries, I would have to wait for this one to charge before being able to record again. Now, let me get right into why I think this is a good option for a lot of YouTubers. A lot of people do vlog videos, and if you're doing any type of video where you are holding the camera, this is very obviously a good choice for you because of the in-body image stabilization. Now, I didn't quite test it exactly, but I did tell that whenever I had it on and I was holding the camera, it did have a very steady shot. Also, it does 4K 30. Now, personally, I've talked about this before. I like shooting at 60 frames a second with a 360-degree shutter angle. That's 1/60th of a second shutter speed, because I like the fluidity of 60 frames a second, though I like the smooth motion blur of 1/60th of a second shutter speed. Another reason why I think this is a good choice is because it's relatively cheap. It has a lot of video assist features. One, it has an actual, like, a balancer that it'll tell you how level you are, which is a really cool feature. It also has zebras, which is really good for, you know, gauging your exposure. Really only one downside that I think this camera has over other cameras, and it's autofocus. I've never used continuous autofocus. I've always used single AF. You know, I set the focus and then I leave it. I'm actually not sure if I'm in focus right now. I don't know if the focus changed whenever it died. Again, the kit that I got with this camera, it's only $700. And another thing to consider with this camera, which is, and I've talked about this before, why it's really good for someone like me, is recording time limits. This camera doesn't have one. My D5500, along with almost every other hybrid or DSLR type camera, has some sort of recording time limit. Not a super big deal for videos like this necessarily, but it's a really big deal for any video where I am not focused on the camera and I am focused on something else. For example, if I'm doing a gameplay, the lack of a time limit means I can just record indefinitely until the card is full, and that is a lifesaver. So I recommend doing more research into this camera because I think it's honestly a really good choice for most people out there that want to get a camera for YouTube. Now I'm going to cut right here and I'm going to try and create a custom picture profile that I would probably have a better time grading. Okay, so I went through and I found that I really like the cine-like color profile. I think that gave a nice, look. It wasn't super contrasty. I also went through and made a custom white balance with the color temperature. Now I'm going to go through and just make just a really quick light grade of this to see if I can maybe get something that I like. I don't know yet. Hopefully I can get really good video out of this. Again, it's not super expensive, but it's not also exactly cheap. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time you see me. Bye.